What's up, Savvy Expats? In this video, we have a sit-down conversation with one of my previous clients from the Expat Relocation Program who we helped hire an assistant for, and we also helped him relocate to the Philippines. Craig, hailing all the way from North Carolina. In part one of our interview with him, he shares a little bit about what it costs to live a 1%er lifestyle here by having country club memberships, living in a premium city, having 2 local staff here, and all the perks and benefits that come with that. And in this video, part 2, he shares a little bit about the process of acquiring his SRRV retirement visa, the benefits that came with that, and also how much that deposit was to have permanent residency here in the Philippines. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. And without further ado, let's get straight into this. You're able to enjoy on $5,000 to $6,000 a month. You know, nice cigar nights, have great wine, go to country clubs, and this is again why I say that Craig's transition here is the blueprint of what I see most expats should go for as far as logistics wise. And one of those logistics, you got the retirement visa.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I got the SRRV Visa. That, I have to say, I did through Duran and Schultz. Okay, I paid more for an extra level of service. I did that on purpose because I didn't want any loose ends. I wanted it to be smooth. Yes, it was a little bit more, but well worth it. I mean, escorted me everywhere, informed me daily of what was happening. I dealt with the attorney, saw him, knew him, shook hands with him, met him. I had no issues with him at all. His name is Earl Mark, and I highly recommend him. He just has the best manicured fingernails I've ever seen on someone before.
Yeah.
But otherwise from that, I have nothing but good things to say about him. Really, he is outstanding.
Absolutely.
Duran and Schultz, need to get them.
What about the Philippine retirement visa in specific appealed to you here as opposed to other Southeast Asian countries?
It's permanent. It's permanent. There's no time limit. You go to Malaysia, it's 10 years. You go to Thailand, it's 20 years if you want the elite visa. Philippines, it's permanent. So there's no question. It's cheaper. It's permanent. It just makes sense. Now, if you want to get another visa, which I'm in the process of doing right now with Malaysia, the MMH2 program, again, that's only good for 10 years. But the Philippine one is just permanent. But when you hit 50 years of age, I believe it's $20,000. If you have a military retirement, it's $1,500. And if you're a dignitary, I believe it might be $1,000. Don't quote me on it. I don't know that. But that's what I've heard. For me, it was $20,000, even though I have a military retirement. I haven't drawn that yet, so that's why I paid $20,000. But you get that back.
So that was your deposit. It was $20,000 to get your.
Yeah, but you get it back after 5 years.
Yeah, you get your deposit back after 5 years. For those of you that do have a pension already, not military, that costs you $10K deposit, $10K USD for the deposit, and then if you do have a military pension, that would cost
$1,500.
Yeah, $1.5K, $1,500 to get a permanent visa in the Philippines, which that's very enticing.
And then there's so many cities. You know, this is just one city in the Philippines. You can go to Cebu, where it's cheaper.
Yep.
Or you can go to Davao, where it's even cheaper.
Yep.
There's so many cities.
7,000
Ilo, you know, I mean, so many.
Absolutely. And so how long did it take you to get your SRRV retirement visa here in the Philippines?
Start to finish?
Start to finish.
8 months.
8 months.
Now, the extra 2 months were because I misunderstood the attorney. The medical part can be done in the Philippines. It doesn't have to be done in the U.S.
Right.
I did the medical in the U.S. because I misunderstood him. So that took an extra 2 months, which I have to say was the worst part of the whole process. It's quite disgusting.
Yeah, that was a little bump in the road there. And would you say that getting the Philippine retirement visa here was worth it for you?
Do you need to ask that? Yeah.
Good lifestyle, permanent stay in the Philippines. Looks like what more could you ask for? Now, what would you say are some of the benefits that come along with being one of the few that hold a Philippine retirement visa?
The benefits?
Yeah.
I can own a bank account. I can have a Philippine residence. I can own a house. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. You can never own a house, but you can. It's sort of like a timeshare for 100 years. So technically, you don't own it, but you can obtain it for 100 years. Like you're going to live for 100 years.
Right.
So I would caution someone coming here with a smaller budget. It would be better to rent. With someone with a budget like mine, you could definitely purchase. If you do purchase, I would recommend a condominium. But I would really only recommend a condominium that is elite, something that they're going to take care of. If you look at, there were two condos that I know of in BGC. Both were at the same time built, and one is very well kept and the other one is not. So you have to do your due diligence in finding out which one is going to take care of whichever one. So I can say that anything Ayala is definitely elite.
Switching gears a little bit, Craig, in the process of settling down in the Philippines, what would you say are the main culture shocks that you experienced?
The toilets.
The toilets.
I swear, I'm not leaving honkers, but the toilets clog all the time. I'm not leaving honkers. And then when you walk in,
Cafe says otherwise.
I don't know what it is. Every time I'll go in there and I'm not doing anything, and I'll flush it even before I go, and the thing clogs. And then you leave, and then you come out, and then they come running over with the plunger, and there's like 10 of them come running over. And then, of course, everybody in the restaurant is looking at you, and you just got your head down, and everybody just looks at you like this. And you can't escape because you got to pay the bill.
Right.
The toilet. That's the worst one.
That's too funny. Any other culture shocks that you experienced here in the Philippines?
Well, another culture shock. Why is everybody so nice?
Well, you're from New York. Everything else will seem nice.
Yeah, well, there is a lot of truth in that. But why is everybody so nice to me? I don't get that. I'm paranoid. They're nice to me. They'll say please and thank you. Yeah. What are you up to? In New York, forget about it. Everybody's so mean. But here, everybody says thank you and please, and
Sir.
They'll run over, sir. Yeah, everybody calls me Poe. Poe is awesome. It's kind of funny. The SRRV visa. There's something in the Philippines that if you're over 60 years of age, you get like a automatic discount on things if you're Filipino, but you don't get that as a foreigner unless you have an SRRV visa. So if you show them the visa, you get that extra.
So you got 10 discounts.
Yeah, and I don't ask for it, but they always give it to me. I kind of feel old when they do that, but
But it got a discount. There you go.
It's a discount.
There you go. Who doesn't like discounts, right? And so how would you say the locals here in the Philippines have treated you as a foreigner?
Oh, I just love Filipino people, period. I don't care if they're local or not. I just love Filipino people. They're just nice, period. They're just awesome people, period. They take care of the American cemetery that we don't take care of, and
Right.
That means a lot to me being a serviceman.
Of course.
They're the ones that take care of that, and they do it out of the GDP of the country. So, where do I go with that? I can go down a rabbit hole on that one. So I just love Filipino people, period.
100%. And that's why a lot of expats move out here, is because of the hospitality of the Filipino people, how kind they are, even if it makes you a little bit paranoid as a New Yorker.
But it really does, in a way.
Amazing. I mean, I was going to ask you for a final question, if you plan on staying here long term, but given the fact you got the permanent SRRV visa, that answers our question there. But last question is, what are your plans from here on out here in the Philippines?
My plans?
Yeah.
Well, this is my base. I do want to try for the visa in other countries because I do want to kind of branch my, well, it's not a business, but I do want to branch my brand out to other locations in other countries.
Mhm.
So to be permanent here and then come back here all the time is what I like. I like a little bit of stability. I get that here where I don't get that anywhere else. Now, do I go back to the U.S.? Yeah, but I don't spend more than 2 or 3 weeks at a time there.
Yeah.
You know, I'll see my daughter. She's in college. The plan is eventually for her to come to me after college, and she'll come here under the visa, or she'll get her own visa. You know, I'm sort of a protective father, and I'm comfortable with that. So she'll come here and stay with me.
Again, like I said, I really wanted to have you on this interview, Craig, because your transition to the Philippines is an ideal blueprint. I see for most expats, you got your retirement visa here situated. Your roots are very established, given that your business operates out of here with your personal assistant, your executive assistant. You're able to enjoy nights like this. You bought a condo in Ortigas, and so you're heavily rooted here in the Philippines. And I think that's a very beautiful transition that you made from North Carolina here to the Philippines. So it was a pleasure having you on, Craig. This is long overdue. And,
Thank you.
thank you for coming onto the channel. And so if you enjoyed this video, guys, please give it a like, subscribe. Also, if you are looking to use our services for your relocation to the Philippines, the whole A to Z logistics from healthcare, real estate, bank accounts, and visas, we also handle that. So that's in the link down below if you want to book a call with me. And we also
I will say that Evan does provide service for assistance. So if that's something that you need, I did find my executive assistant through Evan.
Correct, yes. And so we also help Craig with that. Actually, really quick, before we end, can you give us a tour of your locker here in La Casa de Habano?
Yeah, sure, if you want to, but you're going to have to pour me a wine before we do that.
Let's give
the
him some wine.
decanter's over there.
We have to have our priorities straight first.
Hey, like I said, moderation. Cheers.
There we go.
Well, you're a little generous there, but thank you.
too.
And I see that someone is a little dry as well. And so we need to fix that problem. And then we will take a tour of the locker.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and so this is where all of the VIP lockers are.
Which one is it?
Here in the Casa de Habano.
Oh, there it is right there.
And here's
The only
Craig's
one with
locker.
the nickname.
The only one with the nickname here. You got all the other names here, but Craig has the Laird. What's the story behind that, Craig?
That's a poker game. I had a hand, I had a flush, and bluffed everybody out. And towards the end, I actually pulled off quite a haul. And so somebody turned around and said, "What are you, a laird?" Which is, I guess, lord in Scotland. So, you know, it kind of stuck with me, and everybody started calling me that because of the poker game. So I thought it was funny. So
and then
I just stuck with it.
History from there.
Yeah, it's a poker game. So
Now we have the Laird, solid selection of Cuban cigars, and then also Craig's favorite.
Oh, but you have to have a tawny port. You have to have a tawny port.
Of course.
I mean, that's the only thing that goes with a cigar.
Of course.
I mean, you could drink a wine, but tawny, you know, it's infused with brandy. Brandy obviously goes with a cigar. The best one is the Cohibas. I like those.
Oh, yeah.
Probably going to get another box.
Absolutely. So for any of you guys that are connoisseurs for cigars like Craig and I here, get the 10-year Tawny Port, get a locker here at La Casa de Habano, won't steer you wrong, and we have the Cohibas here, Ramon Allones, and 2 boxes of Monte Cristos. That's a solid selection.
I think we're going to open up that bottle too. Let's open that one up.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We'll put 2 more in there afterwards.
Excellent, excellent. And so thank you for watching Savvy Expats. If you're planning on moving to the Philippines within the next 1 to 4 months and you want to have a stress-free relocation here without having to worry about the A to Z logistics of moving to a country halfway across the world, feel free to book a call with me in the link in the description down below, and I'll see how I can possibly help you out and also if you're a good fit for our program. That said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. God bless.